Hello, hello there, Team Explorers. Welcome to this week's episode of the Hotspot Show here on KTN with me, Eustace Segete. My ginger is on 10. In as much as the year has just begun, I know for a fact that this year, so many places, so many experiences are waiting for me and you. And today, we want to explore this world through the optics of a writer, through his pen and paper, probably a keyboard. He's gonna tell us how he writes all his travel stories, his experiences, his culture, and all that. But first, Mr. Peter, allow us to know you in depth. Your name, your title, and why you consider yourself an adventurer.
Thank you. My name is Peter Mwirori, as you just mentioned. I've been a writer at the Standard Media Group for the last 15 years, specializing on travel, real estate, lifestyle, climate change, environment, you name it. And it's been quite amazing.
Within the 15 years, you've done all this?
Yes.
A lot. And the year has just begun. I don't know where your map is already tapping. I don't know where you're going to travel this year, but tell us, the different areas or places that you've explored.
In the past year, first of all, was a near exploration to new places. For the first time, I actually got to go to a country many would not perhaps think of going, Somalia. I was deep in Somaliland, traveled hundreds of kilometers by road, and I met amazing people. Sometimes contrary to the perceptions we have here that, Somalia is one place where you just meet guns. Okay, there are some guns.
Yeah.
But the people are just as warm as Kenyans, and they're friendly and hospitable. And I left there with so many beautiful experiences about a hospitable people in the Horn of Africa.
Interesting. I just like how we've started this show, you taking us to a place that most of us wouldn't imagine or think of going for one reason or the other. But I know and I've heard that this is such a beautiful place. Just before you go further to expounding, about this hidden gem that you went to, tell us, why do you consider yourself an adventurer? And is this the life you chose or this life chose you?
I think it's like both. I chose the life, but the life also chose me as we went along.
Yeah.
Adventure, I think all of us have some adventure spirit in us. And there's this notion that, adventure and travel is the one expensive thing that maybe only people from Western countries should enjoy it. For example, because of my many travels, especially within the country, Kenya is an amazing country. Every time I travel, I find a place that I never knew about before. I meet people I would never have met before. Take the case of a place like Turkana. I would find myself in Lodwa just chatting with a lady, herding some goats, and she would tell you one or two things that remain you for the rest of your life. Something that you remember. You even get to know one another on one terms. You even call each other once you come back to Nairobi. And it's just some of those experiences in far-flung areas of Kenya that make adventure so amazing.
Impressive. You've taken us to yet another place that you visited, but I want to take you back to Somalia. So you decide to travel to this land by road. How long did it take you to hit the road till your destination?
Of course, part of it I flew.
Yeah.
I flew from Nairobi to a city called Garowe. That is the capital of the place called Somaliland.
It was a direct flight?
It was a direct flight from Nairobi. From there, I think I took a vehicle for about 150 to 200 kilometers by road. And when you're traveling by road in such a country, you might, at first you're apprehensive. And my guide would keep on telling you, don't worry, nobody will harm you. And that was true. Wherever we stopped, people were so happy. Oh, you're from Kenya. They have heard so much about Kenya.
Yeah.
And they love Kenya so much, although most of them may never have an opportunity to tour the country. And once I arrive at my destination, again, the people are so warm. Yes, there's security. You see security all over because of their past history. But you don't feel it so overwhelming that you don't enjoy what is there. Of course, what is great in Somalia is their food. They are very hospitable.
Most definitely.
The first time
which besides injera, I know it's one of the foods that they eat there. Which dish did you enjoy?
They are very good in spiced rice and goat meat. Being a Muslim country, they do a lot of goat meat. Of course, as a Kenyan, you don't go there expecting that you have things like pork because of their Muslim background.
Yes.
But the foods that they have, good portions, enriching, and more enriching conversation apart from the food.
And they're so rich in culture that I am assuming you guys were eating by your hands. No spoons,
Yes,
no fork
yes.
and knife.
No spoons. You sit on the mat on the floor and you eat a communal meal. And that's how you get to know you more as you eat. A meal is not just something to be gulped in a few seconds. You take your time with the food, they question you, you question them, they teach you a little bit of Somali. But don't ask me how much I learned of Somalia. I was only there for like just under a week.
Okay.
But even if you, for example, my driver knew very little Swahili, no English, of course. But interestingly, we communicated. He would say something in Somali, and I would get one or two words. And I would say something in Swahili, and he would catch one or two words because of the Arabic background of both languages.
And eventually you communicate.
Yes.
Now then you went to Turkana, and I know you've gone to other places. I just want you to, name the places, because today myself and Team Explorers are living through your eyes, through those places that you've gone to, as you tell us when you write, about these destinations on your weekly articles. Okay.
So most of the time, sometimes when I travel,
Yeah.
it's usually to cover other aspects of journalism. For example, I could be in a place like Lamu to cover about the mangroves, the destruction of the mangroves,
Yes.
or join the women in planting the mangroves in Lamu. Then you take that opportunity also to explore the areas around, just an explorer like you would do if you're in such a place. You get to know their way of life. Again, you get to sit with them in Lamu, kwa mat chini, nakula wali.
In their raw Swahili culture.
In the Swahili culture.
Yeah.
Again, you get to know them, they get to know you. So it's not just about the story that took you to a place. If I go to Turkana, maybe to cover something about, let's say, the climate change that has destroyed lives around Lake Turkana, you also immerse yourself in their way of life. So I try to make sure that wherever I'm doing a story, regardless of whether the story is about environment, climate change, I get a little bit of exploration, so that as I also come and write about the climate change, I can also tell people about Turkana in a travel piece. We have in our Sunday paper a travel page, and it's very good because there are those who watch your show, there are others who read the newspaper, and so both audiences can feel like we are together in Turkana.
I see. We more or less speak the same language, just that, of course, you're in different faces.
Yes.
But working for the same company, matters, adventure, and all that. So you either catch my show, this particular show that you're watching, or his weekly articles, and you get to explore this world even better. Now, in your very many destinations and the very many cultures and the people that you've interacted with, I don't know, have you had a scary moment, that you're like, oh, how did I get myself here? That, this very second I could back out.
Yes, of course, by those minute travels, sometimes you may go to places where if you had planned it properly, maybe you not have been there. I remember one case. I think I was with a photographer, I think from the Standard at that time, and we were traveling somewhere towards Moyale, I think, and there is a place called Tulbi, just full of rocks. It's a desert, basically. And we saw a young boy about 12 years of age herding some goats on the roadside. And my photographer thought it's a good idea maybe to snap this young herder after the goats. Only for the young boy to turn around and see the camera, and hanging on his shoulder was an AK-47.
What?
This was about a 12, 13-year-old boy. He should have been in class 7 or 8, so to speak. And we were just waiting for the boy because he was a bit agitated when he saw the camera. And of course, we calmed him down with our fixer from that region and explained in the local language we meant no harm. But he was still not being very much satisfied. He was physically agitated. So that was one. Another one where we met some herdsmen fighting, I think at a local eatery in a place called Lokicha. I think we were doing the oil story when Kenya was discovering oil. And these two fellows also had guns. And when the police came, they told the police, we don't want you here. We learned how to use guns before you went to Kiganja school for training.
What?
And they just advised us, you better go to your rooms because we don't know how this will end up. But those are very rare experiences. Nothing bad happened. Northern Kenya is very volatile, but at the same time, it's one of my favorite places to visit. That's interesting.
Yes. So I hear, guys, this is a challenge. I mean, just after this show, just within this show, I urge people to go and check up, the various destinations and the various touristic attractions there is in the northern part of Kenya. And I tell you, I see some of these amazing hotels, amazing destinations that exist there. Myself, I'm also taken aback because, just prior to what we are always fed and what the internet, both local and international, sometimes feed us, it's contrary, very opposite, and it's a place that you can go have a life, enjoy, make merry, and make amazing memories. And now, I also know you like having a taste of the delicacies, in these different places that you travel. Now tell me, you've eaten any weird foods or foods that to you consider weird?
I think I've lost count of some of those weird
For
foods.
real?
Yes. I think the one time in Lagos, that was in Nigeria, we had a beautiful meal at what we were being told is a 5-star restaurant, with those exotic menus that you don't even know the names of the food.
Yeah.
You just look at something familiar, rice, and you don't know the accompaniment, and you just say, Nataka hii.
This one, because
this
you saw rice.
I just saw rice because you can't read the rest of the menu. I'm very poor, by the way, in reading menus. Yeah. So when the food came, we ate, it was so tasty. And when the chef came around the tables to find out how the guests had enjoyed the meal and asked, how did you find our snails? And we just had snails.
That time is when you realize.
And everything was in the tummy, Then I think another time we were somewhere in South Africa, deep in the village in KwaZulu-Natal. And for snacks, there was a beautiful table laid out with a nice tablecloth. But most of the items there were dried worms. Those big worms
before?
That normally if you see them on the ground, they're wobbling.
Palm weevils.
Yeah, big ones,
very
thick
fatty.
ones. Yeah, very
fatty. They describe them as juicy.
Yeah, but they were quite dark and black. And they were crunchy, nice and crunchy.
Yeah.
And have a lot of proteins, we're told. In Malawi, one time we saw what looked like charcoal on the market, only to go closer and we were told that we are each going to try the local rats.
And they actually hawk them the same way they hawk mshikaki ama mahindi choma. That's what Malawians do. Were you in Blantyre, Malawi?
That is Blantyre.
Yes.
That's Blantyre. How did you know it was Blantyre?
I've been there before.
Interesting.
They tried selling me rats, nikasema kama si kuku tafadhali.
So that one I had to forgo.
Yeah.
But my colleagues who are more adventurous just took one and shared among them, and I said, let me pass this one.
Did you sleep hungry that day?
No, I went to another kaloko where I had some.
How did you make sure it was not a rat?
I checked carefully. Because I ate something which had been cooked by wheat flour. It was not a rat. Yes.
Asante sana. So see you on the desk.
Karibu.
For you, we are going to take a short commercial break. So don't press that button. See you in a short while. Welcome back from that break, team explorers. Glad you're still watching the Hotspot show here with me, Eustace Egete. And today, part of this show, we are talking to yet another adventurer. This person, you see, there's these statistics that say normal people or above normal people, they do travel at least twice a year. Uyu, I think you've surpassed the average statistics that a normal person should travel. So ask yourself, if a year goes without you going to a place to explore, to adventure, or to experience a culture, are you really living an above normal or average life? Question to ponder, but don't you worry, you're gonna explore the world through our lenses here on the Hotspot show. Kevin Nyakundi, I'm just told you just landed from SA the other day. Ulikuja na I show speed ama you just had your own speed to come back to the country?
Thank you so much for welcoming me here to just discuss about my adventures. They're not very many, but they leave something.
They leave something because every day traveling to Rongai from work is quite an adventure.
It's quite an adventure.
Diaspora, so
oh yes, yeah. But I think I show speed. Wow, that's a totally interesting perspective when it comes to how Kenyans received him, because I believe not very many people knew who I Show Speed was, especially in Kenya. But I think it's a good opportunity for Kenya to just sell ourselves. Remember, he went through the culture, especially the Maasai culture, drank the blood with milk, and showed how Maasai culture do their thing. And he also showcased Nairobi and Matatu culture. So it was really interesting to see that. So for
me, sorry to cut you short, I think it's people are always so biased, and I think I read some of this comment section, people asking, why is it just Nairobi? There are other cities and towns that exist, in Kenya. But for me, I say it was a representation of what Kenya can offer. Yes, and Kevin, to add to that, I think him touring close to 30 countries in Africa really puts us, out there in the map for the entire world to see all their different cultures, their different experiences, their different sports, hotspots for that matter, to explore right from West, South, Central, East Africa. And then he goes to Ethiopia, he realizes there's one African country that is way behind time.
Yeah.
As an adventurer, is that a kind of life that you'd want to live someday?
I think yes. Yeah. Why not? Because imagine traveling to different places and getting to experience cultures from a totally different perspective. Because the way you've been brought up and the way you've gotten used to life is not the same way people in Ethiopia, people in Ghana, people in South Africa are. So it's something that I would really want to try out maybe in future. It's very interesting.
As fast-paced as he's living the life, or you don't was a bit slow because the guy sleeping?
And he's a bit young, so he's 21. I think he's 21. So you can imagine at 21 you have all the energy, you have nothing to really fall back to and say, okay, I have a family at home that I need to take care of. Maybe for him it's just having fun. So his energy is on high. So mine will be a little bit controlled.
We like it, but I think for us as adventurers, that is definitely the kind of energy we need to tap on. I do not expect you to go out there in a country or these destinations that we are plugging you to, alafu kidogo your energy inakushia hapana. But all the same, there are different spots for different people and for different energies. Tell me, one of the places that you've gone to that was a bit laid back for you, you had all the time to relax and not do, very vigorous or intense kind of, experiences. Is there any?
Yeah. So I think two places come to mind. One was Accra, Ghana. Accra in Ghana.
Oh, Ghana is laid back.
Yeah, where I went to. Okay. The place that I went to. And Tanzania. Tanzania is very laid back. But of course, if you put both of them, Tanzania is way laid back.
Yeah.
So compared to Ghana. So I think Tanzania was very, very chill, very cool, very relaxed. People there's no rush. In Nairobi we are always moving. Yeah. So and I went to Arusha and then Dar es Salaam. So Arusha is very laid back. It's relaxed. You can do your business. But Dar es Salaam, though laid back, but there's a little bit of activity. But I think Tanzania is very laid back.
Perfect. Now we know the vibes. Tanzania, we are coming. Tafadhali mtualike. Then a country or a destination that you went to and you're like, woof, what is this? I think I should have added a day, to this trip because things were a bit, on the high and moving so fast.
Yeah. So South Africa, Cape Town and Joburg. Cape Town is on another level.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Cape Town was very, very, very active, especially almost the whole day. People are just, all the time. They're always
Suns,
moving.
they're full of energy.
Yeah, they're full of energy. And then
Yeah.
Accra, that I mentioned earlier, also, if I remember, because I got to stay in Accra for like 2 weeks. So the second week I went to a place where, in Accra, where it's a bit uptown. So it was very active as well. Accra at night is a whole different story. It's like Nairobi life at night.
Or
yeah.
other towns within Africa, we know you for your nightlife, but that is where the adventure also lays. You mentioned you're in this destination for 2 weeks. One of the questions that we often receive is, how do I get to plan myself to travel for 2 weeks, to be away for 3 weeks? What do I need at a personal level in terms of documents? You can just share with us tips, for a traveler. I know they're planning for their travels this year.
Yeah. So first of all, the trips, when the year is starting, you need to figure out where would you want to go. Because I remember for me, it's not just, I don't plan it by myself. We are usually friends. We sit down and, the first, especially even now, the first week of January, we've already seen some places where we can, collect money towards that side.
Already.
Already.
So you're already thinking beyond the Valentine's, already thinking beyond, all
you're
those
thinking,
public holidays.
You're thinking in November. You're thinking, okay, in November I need to be here. Yeah, so yeah.
Planning early.
So planning early.
Okay.
Number 2, save as little as possible. You don't have to save 10,000, 20,000. You can even start with 500 shillings, 1,000, and trust you me, by the time that time comes, or the time, because there is usually like, okay, because we are a group, there's a deadline or an amount that you need to reach by a certain time. So you'll work towards that. So if you piga hesabu yako vizuri and then you see, okay, this place needs like 100,000 or 150, you just work yourself towards that, so that at least so save as little as possible. You don't have to save a lot of money at once. Yeah, so that's the second tip. Plan well, save as little as possible, and then start small. Start small meaning just look for even a destination in Kenya. You don't have to go outside Kenya. You can even start with Nanyuki, go to Diani, go to western side of Kenya.
Kenya is big.
Yeah, so
perfect.
Yeah, start small, save a little, and plan well.
Wonderful. Are you also a solo traveler to some extent?
Oh yes,
you
I have.
Travel alone?
Yes, I have. I have.
Difference between traveling as a groupie and as a solo traveler?
So a solo traveler, I can say twice. For work and for myself.
Okay.
So for traveling solo, I think traveling as a group is much fun because you are many. So traveling solo is very you are alone. But I remember there's a time I went because I just wanted time for myself and it was my birthday. So I was like, you know what? Let me just go. Let me go and see what this place has to offer. And I'm alone, so I just want to experience this by myself. Yeah, but for work is different because now for work you're traveling alone, yes, but when you reach there are people that you're meeting. Yeah, so traveling alone is therapeutic for me in a way, and also when you realize when you come back from that place, you're very different. As much as you've stayed for 3 days or 2 days, when you come back,
you're very different.
There's some difference because you've changed the whole environment, you've changed your mindset. Yes.
It was like you pressed a reset button.
Yes, exactly.
In short, what Nyakundi is saying is that you should start planning for your 2026 rendezvous as of now, as we speak.
As of
better
now.
Still, ensure you catch this episode every Saturday, 7:30 p.m. here on KTN, because we take you to amazing destinations, we give you different experiences, and of course, we get to see the world through optics of such kind of people. Impressive. I like the fact that you travel to these places and you get to immerse yourself in the nature and in the livelihood of, these places. You've challenged me a good one. I like how you're picking these destinations because it's like picky ponky randomly.
Yeah.
A taste of everything. So that's good for you. I want to challenge. I've not heard you telling me you've gone for mountain climbing and stuff like that. I don't know whether you're planning.
Oh, I did go.
Oh.
When we were in Botswana, we went to see, of course, lions, which we have here.
Yeah.
We went mountain climbing. We went, one thing that I've never done before, that I did while I was there, was roller coaster. You know, you usually hear, my life is a roller coaster. But let me tell you, you get on that thing, you will never say your life. You will never say your life is a roller coaster again.
Because it's way
That
messier.
thing is scary.
Yeah.
So let me just be honest. I've never done roller coaster, but when I went there, I did, and it was now okay. We did the first round.
Yeah.
And then now we were convinced, we were told, you can do the second one. So we did the second one. The second one, huyo mtu akafika, tukafika huko juu, hiyo place yenye sasa mnafika ndo mteremke, akasimama akasema imekwama.
They were teasing you.
And you know, sasa ni Kenyans. Manze tulipiga kelele huko juu. It was crazy. Yeah, but that's something that I've done.
You live up to the experiences, and here you are, you know, sharing those experiences with us, wishing you more roller coasters this year, and to facing your fears, Team Explorers. Now, this perfectly opens up the chat box. Tell us the different places that you've gone to, the different experiences, and you know, what thrill you're looking at doing this year, either solo, as groupies, as family, as friends, or as colleagues. You let us know. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's episode. See, it's been different, it's been amazing. Nyakundi,
yes.
Sijui unanipeleka wapi. Please, the next time you're planning for those trips, remember you have a bunch of fellas out here that
Eusta and the crew. We are going somewhere next time.
We are going somewhere next time. But until then, please remember you can always catch this episode at 7:30 p.m. on KTN, only on this channel, because it's your favorite channel. On this show, we redefine the meaning of adventure, play, and culture. From me and the amazing entire crew, we wish you a splendid weekend. Remember to always explore the world around you.